Okay, guys. Good evening. Welcome to Raphael Visovage podcast. And today we're gonna have a great podcast show because we have this wonderful guest, Anna, and yes, Anna, and we're gonna be talking about dating and relationship in the
Mhm,
modern day,
mhm,
um, and what is going on in the world of dating. And we're gonna talk about also the new Supreme Court rule, Roe versus Wade, the
mhm.
abortion thing, and how everything is affecting women in the dating marketplace, like Instagram, dating app like Tinder, Bumbles, um, and also like everything else that we can talk about. Anything that Anna might bring to the table also.
Yes.
So I want to start by this, Anna. Anna, I want to ask you. Okay, I already got your name, but I'm going to say you can present yourself. Say your name, and then kind of like what do you do, and what do you look for in a man?
Okay. My name is Anna. I'm currently working for the Air Force. I'm an independent contractor. Um, I'm a project manager for the Air Force slash Space Force. So I do a lot of cool space stuff.
Mhm.
What I look for in a man is obviously honesty, respect, someone who's dedicated, and obviously I want a guy who, has a good head on his shoulder, a good career, good education, someone who overall has something to bring to the table, because that's very important when it comes to dating.
So,
And also a guy who's independent and, successful. When I say successful, I don't necessarily mean successful with money. I mean like successful as in like he knows what he wants in life and he goes after it and, just overall has an idea of, what he wants and who he
okay,
is.
okay, very good, Anna. Okay, I heard your answer, and it's a good answer, but I kind of feel like it seems like I see that with a lot of women. It seems like there's a little bit of embarrassment, like when they want to say that they're looking for guys that have success, and I don't understand why. Me, I feel like it's normal, and I think it's natural because it is the duty of a man to be kind of the provider, right?
Well,
I
and
don't see it. I don't see it as an but I'm not saying that like he has to provide for you. I'm not saying that, but it's natural, like it's biological, and I think women should look for a man that has those kind of criteria. I don't think because I've seen a women they always like, oh, it's not money, it's something else. I think it's okay to say it's money.
I agree, but it's really funny you say that because I'm very traditional in a
Mm-hmm.
sense where like, yeah, I have my own business.
Yeah.
I have my own career. I have an MBA. I consider myself pretty successful. I live on my own, but at the end of the day, I tend to be very traditional to the point where like I want a guy who's gonna be the provider. Yes, I'm gonna like work. I'm still gonna continue doing, having my business, multiple businesses,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just how I was raised. And I feel like with this era, with this, new generation of people, the whole like being feminist or whatever, a lot of women don't want they talk about equality and like I get what they're saying. I get where they're coming from. Another thing that I like in a man is chivalry. I love when men open the door for you, buy you flowers, they they pay for the first date, if not the first two dates. I mean, I've gone on a lot of dates with men where they pay for the first date, they pay for the second date, and then third date I'm like, no, it's on me, let me pay for it. But I feel like you don't really see that a lot now, and it kind of gives off that perspective like, okay, this guy's cheap. And I
Yeah.
know,
No.
there's gonna be a lot of like a lot of people that are going to be against this. I've had people say, oh, well, why does a man have to pay for it? Equality, this, equality, that. Like, I get it. Like, I'm all for women equality and equality pay. But when it comes to dating, like I said, I'm a little bit more
No.
traditional. And I feel like certain things a man should do
Yes.
a woman. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes. I am totally 100% for you. I'm
mm-hmm,
going to tell you why. There's so many things in it that I think is very important. I believe that we always have to be aware of a biological instinct, like way back
mm-hmm,
in the when women were just starting out the civilization, men was the hunter and the gatherer, and he
mm-hmm,
brought the stuff. And I think those biological traits are still in us. I don't think we got rid of them, even though we are modern, So I don't think just because there's equality that women are going to be too attractive to a man that doesn't have the trait of providing for a date, or what I'm saying, or all those things that you're talking about. The chivalry to me is basically, it's kind of like the man providing and protecting the woman. And I think that should continue. I understand the feminists. I'm kind of, it seems like we have the same mindset, because I understand what the feminists are doing, because I understand that probably way back there was discrimination against women in the workforce, in the workplace. Mm-hmm. But I also think that the feminist movement have gone a little bit too far.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I've met men who have been ruined by women like that. You know what I mean? Like I've met men where, they're all about my, and even like guy friends. Like I have a lot of guy friends. I actually have more guy friends than girlfriends. And like I hear them talking all the time. My cousins, my guy friends, even my uncles. And sometimes they talk about women and dating. They're like, yeah, I bought this girl flowers and she didn't like it. She turned me down. Or I tried to pay for dinner and she got mad at me. And I look at them like, that's ridiculous. Like, what? Really? Like, just say thank you and move on, but I feel like a lot of these women, they come in and they just like ruin it for everyone else. And so like the next girl that comes in the picture, the guy doesn't want to do it because he's like, well, my last experience was bad. I tried doing this for that girl and she didn't like it. So why would I try to do that again?
Okay, because that's not my experience. When it comes to the feminists want to play the game funny. It's kind of like they want the equality and all that stuff or be above men. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to chivalry, they still want the chivalry. That's what I saw. Okay, so you're seeing something different. They like the opening up of the door, all those things, but they also like always like what I forgot what another thing that the feminists, they feel like they want to be the boss. The head of the
I don't necessarily think feminists like it when men open the door. I feel like a lot of these and
okay, so just
to clarify, when I say feminist, I don't mean all feminists.
No, of course, there's a spectrum.
But there's like extreme, because
okay.
living in LA, there's so many of those that I encounter.
Okay,
what I'm trying to say is, there's a lot of these feminist women. They actually don't like when men pay for them, and I don't think they like it. I've never seen that. Okay. They're the type of people who are like, oh, I don't need a man in my life. I got this. I got it all handled. But deep inside, I feel like they really do want a guy. They're just all talk.
Yes.
And like you get them flowers. And I've seen this happen. Like I know.
Oh, okay.
She was like this, where the guy brought her flowers on Valentine's Day, and she was like, I don't like flowers. Don't get me flowers. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think they like getting flowers or like the door being open to them, but it's something that they probably did like in the past, but now they just want to feel like, oh, I'm equal to men. Like I think it's ridiculous that they feel that way, because it's like,
I hear you.
Yeah,
that is interesting. Hold on a second. 1 second. Yeah, so keep let me see. Let's okay, so so that okay, so I never met those feminists, those kind of feminists. The feminists that I've met, it's like they are very hypocritical. So they say
there are hypocritical ones too. I mean, I don't doubt that. There are ones that also like it, but they also say, no, I don't want you paying for it or whatever. Because
okay, the one that I've met is like, I'm a feminist, I'm all this thing, but when it comes for you to pay, no, you're gonna pay. You're always gonna pay the whole thing because they can save money. And they want you to do the same. So that's the one that I've seen this one very prominent in Los Angeles. Yeah. Like it's like
well, basically a gold digger. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, gold digger.
Yeah, exactly. A gold digger. Yeah, there's a ton of those out here.
A ton of those. Like you always get to pay. Like all the things that are like sacrifice for me, I get to still do it. But all the things that are good for them, they take it. They take it right away. Like all the families want to be CEO of big company. They think every woman should be. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it doesn't work like that. It's like not all women want to be CEOs. Yeah. So
I always thought like here's my rule that I always go by. Me and like a couple of my girlfriends. Obviously, the way I see it is when a guy asks me out on a date, the first time it's always kind of expected for the guy to pay for it. Yeah. And I mean, I've had times where I go on a date and I split the bill, or the guy like one time I went to a movie theater and he asked me out, and he paid for his own movie ticket. And he turned out, and he's like, "Are you gonna pay your own half?" And I thought that was a little ridiculous considering the fact that he asked me out first. But my rule is anytime like a guy asks me out on a day, I'll go out with him, get to know him, whatever. But I'm always gonna expect the guy to pay for it. And like, yeah, I'm gonna take my wallet out and I'm gonna say I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. This is kind of like a way for me to see like what type of guy he is. Cause I always feel like the first date, especially if the guy asks you out, the guy should pay for it, first date, second date. But then the third date, that's when I'll be like, let me take you out to dinner. You know what I mean? Or let me take you out to whatever, like it's on me. Then I'm not gonna let the guy pay for it because at that point it's like he's cool, I like him, like I'm gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? Now I know there's gonna be a lot of guys out there who are gonna disagree with this. They're gonna say, well, that's not fair. Why do I have to pay for it? Blah, 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 blah. But again, just like what I said before, I'm a little bit more traditional. And just like how you said, biologically, like, the man has always been the provider to the woman. So I think it's important. I know if I ever have a son in the future, I'm gonna raise him that way. I'm gonna say, hey, like, go to a girl's house, bring her flowers, first date, whatever. And always pay for the ladies. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm very, very traditional because I believe that like the men should always keep on paying for the date. So even after the third date, it's weird.
No, like, I get it. No, I totally get
it. because it's like you basically say now you can change. Like, and I don't like that. You started like that, keep continuing like that. But I feel like when the relationship, I personally feel like the woman can stop paying. It's not after the date, it's after the dates are over and the relationship is strong. And then you go into what being a fiance. Like,
I get it. Exactly.
That's me. That's what I think. Because I believe that the men are looking for, always remember that the man is looking for sex, right? I mean, I hate to tell women that. The woman is looking for relationship. Mm-hmm. So a long-term relationship. So for the men to earn you paying for them, there has to be like a strong commitment after like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe 8 months. And then you see that he's been showing that he's very interested in you, very invested. And he really wants he wants to make you the one princess. And then now you understand, you invest in him.
You know what?
He earned it.
I totally agree with that. And I see where you're coming from because that shows that the guy actually wants to spend time with you. He doesn't want to just take you out and then like, sleep with you after like date 3 or 4. Like I totally get that because it shows that he's committed. But I think my thing is like, I agree with that. I think the man should, continue like paying or whatever. But I feel like there comes a point where, once in a while, it's always nice to see the girl.
I got you. No, I understand.
Not the first couple of dates because
I got you.
Where you really kind of get a sense of the guy.
And I'm gonna say something. I hate to say that. I mean, if you see a man, I know that there could be a lot of men that are against me for this. Like, if you see a man wants to get in a relationship with you, like I'm talking about long-term relationship, but I don't know. For the first 3 dates, he's not pressing for sex. I personally think that, I don't know, a lot of men in the manosphere, in my community, they think it's bad. They think the man should press for sex right away.
Men should what? That the men should want sex after the 3rd date?
Like after the 2nd or 3rd. Some men, a lot of the modern men in the big cities, when I talk to them on YouTube, on podcasts, a lot of them think so.
That they expect sex after the 3rd date?
After the 3rd date of 4th date. I personally think, okay, but there's a lot of women that are your age and they say that it's true, it makes sense. I'm going to tell you what they are saying. Let's talk about it. Because they are saying that like, they have a point. They're saying that while you're holding on to the sex, because you know that's where the relationship is going to go anyway. It's going to go towards sexuality and romance. And while you're holding on to it, if it's important for you guys to understand that, okay, this is the kind of sex I'm going to get from this woman. And she understands what she's going to get to. And both people can make up their mind faster instead of wasting each other's time. I understand I understand a little bit what they mean because you might wait 6 months and then the guy found out that the sex wasn't good after a year and then he gives up on you. And this was a total waste of time.
And it could be vice versa. The girl could think that the guy sucks in sex.
Yeah, it could be the other way too. It could be the other way
I
too.
totally agree.
So go ahead. Let me hear your point.
I agree with that. And like I totally see where you're coming from, and I see where a lot of people are coming from. I think when it comes to sex, it just honestly, it really just depends, because it is something very intimate. Like, you don't want to just like have empty sex if there's like no feelings involved, just because
That's true.
whatever, like you're horny or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, most men, they try to look for easy targets, and the way it works is, oh well, which girl looks easy? Like, let me take her out to dinner and like impress her or whatever first 2 times, and once they get like that, they get to sleep with her and get her in bed, that's it, like on to the next girl, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's why a lot of women like want to wait a little bit, because we are like, women, we think with our emotions, whereas men don't. Men think in other ways,
You have to say that. This is not good. I'm playing with you.
No, but I mean, it's true. Like, the thing is, like, we're very emotional. Like, we want to build that connection first,
I think
and then I feel like a good time is, I wouldn't say wait 6 months, because that's a little ridiculous. Like if I went out with a guy and I have to wait 6 months, and
exactly,
I'd be like, well, I just wasted my time. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of men feel that way. But what I'm trying to say is, I think if you're dating and like talking every day on the phone, like you're not like ghosting the girl or whatever, vice versa, girl's not ghosting a guy. On weekends you hang out together. You've been like dating like consistently for like a good like month and a half, 2 months. I think after that, that's when you could actually think about sleeping with the person. And I think that would be like a good point, because then like you've been hanging out with each other, you've been communicating with each other. You kind of get a sense of how they are. So I think like 2 months is like a good point. Okay. Now, when it comes to kissing, it's a little different. Kissing, like, you could kiss first date, second date, like it's not a big deal. It's not like, hey, I took a girl out and after the second day, like I slept with her, because that does make you, if you look at like society, they're gonna look at you like, oh, she's just really easy. I got her in bed after the second date. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it took, taking her out to dinner or whatever, and a lot of women don't want to feel that way, because they have a little bit more self-respect, or they want to have a little bit more self-respect into getting to know the person.
Okay.
For that.
Because the women are afraid to give the sex early, and the man is afraid to give a lot of money early. So this is where I'm trying to get a perfect balance. If you go out,
I feel like not just money, but I feel like emotion too. I don't think a lot of men want to invest in a lot of emotion that early into the stage, whereas women need, like I said,
that's true, but they don't want to. A lot of men are holding on to their pocket a little bit too, because they feel that a lot of women want the money. So now you want the men to pay for the first date. Now let me ask you a question: can it be like Starbucks? Can it be like a
it could be any. I mean, okay, I'm not saying first date like a 4 or 5 star gourmet restaurant. No, I mean, it could be a Starbucks, it could be a movie, it could be like going to a bowling alley together, or go to mini golf together, go get ice cream. You know what I mean? It could be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be like an expensive date. It could be anything.
Now,
that's what I mean as like a date.
I'm going to tell you something. According to the data, going to the movie is the worst one. But I understand you said it.
I get why. It's you don't really get to like talk to each other.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's still an option. Like, people do it.
I see what you mean. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, just in case like there's the perfect man come to you, and then you're looking for ideas. Don't bring the movies, because I've looked at the data for all the failures of dates with movies.
It's true. It's true.
And people tell them, "Can you please shut up, guys?" And the other people. So it's a lot of things that you have to think about. But I like what you said. Okay, so you don't mind the Starbucks. You don't even mind a walk. You don't even. Let me ask you. You don't even mind like a walk by the beach while.
Oh no, not at all. I think that's like my ideal date right there. Like, hey, let's go to Santa Monica Pier and get ice cream and just get to know each other and walk by the pier. Like, I
exactly.
love that.
And then he buys you a little drink or something while you're walking by the pier and something like that. That's okay. So because I think that's what has to happen. I think like the man has to show the woman it's not just sex, and I think the woman has to show the man it's not just money and exotic places. Like, I think they both have to find a balance.
See,
that's what I think.
It's funny. Like, exactly what you said. I feel like a lot of the times when men do, go out with girls, they take them to nice restaurants because they're trying to impress them, pick them up in
Yeah,
nice cars and
yeah,
take them to nice restaurants and, like, pay for them, whatever. Because in their mind, they're like, yeah, let me impress this girl. Let me, like, sure that I have money. So maybe I can like get her a bed with me, whatever. Right. No, I
yeah.
swear it's happened. But then there's, and I'm speaking from experience, and then there's those nice guys who actually want to get to know you. And those are the ones who are willing to wait, like, and you could tell because one guy only hits you up once in a while, let's go out to dinner, whatever. Doesn't really care what you say, doesn't really care like to even get to know you. And then there's the other guy who texts you in the morning, hey, how are you? Let's hang out. When I come over and pick you up, we'll go grab ice cream, or hey, there's a festival going on, would you like to come with me? Or hey, let's go bowling together. And they're always trying to like make different plans, and it's not just dinner, but he's trying to be creative and come up with ideas to like get to know you and like make you happy and like have a good time with you. Those are the guys who are like, okay, like he definitely wants to be friends and not just sex. You know what I mean? So I agree.
Yes, yes, that I agree. Okay, because okay, that's a very good point. But there are guys that say that you say 3 months, 2 months, all those things are okay. But there are guys that are like very deep into the dating market, and they say that it's not about 3 months, 2 months. There's some people that they had sex on the first date, and they push for that because they feel that if there's a connection there, if there's something going on in the conversation where you went with the guy, and then the connection was like, I'm talking about like, I don't know if that ever happened in your life. That has happened in my life, but I'm a man. I don't know how it is to be a woman. That has happened in my life where I saw a woman. I know that if she would have been mine, there would have been a mistake. It would have been great because her personality, the way she looks, everything was perfect.
You mean like love at first sight kind of thing? Like you
kind of love at first sight.
And you're like, oh, that's it. That's going to be the woman I'm going to go out with.
It's done. After the conversation, the vibe, everything. It's almost like the person doesn't have anything hidden.
Yeah, it's like your soulmate.
Yeah, soulmate. It's like, it's transparent. They say that it is a mistake. A lot of those guys say to make that guy wait because it's there. Everything is there. The connection is there. It's just go ahead because you don't want to make him wait, especially like if you're looking for the men that you're looking for. Because for you, it seems like you're looking for high value men, which is okay. Like a high value man is a man that kind of like kind of successful, and then like a top 1%. Those kind of guys, they say that those kind of guys have more options than the average guy. And me, when I look at the data, I think I agree with them. And a lot of women, they make the mistake. They approach those guys with the same strategy as the average guy. They use the same strategy. And I don't think it makes sense. Like, I want to hear what you got to say. What do you think? They basically say like, okay, you find a high value man, whatever, he's in the top 1%. He makes like, what is it? He's a successful guy. He makes $500,000, whatever, $1 million. But not just that, he's also tall. He has a good looking guy. He has a great personality. The vibes connects on so many levels, like on so many levels.
So he's like my soulmate,
Yeah, they're saying that like if he listen to the same music, he likes the same comedy, the movies. You know what I'm saying? They're saying like they think it's a mistake to them. But me, I'm still debating that a little bit because I'm afraid that the guy might look at you like you're too easy. I'm afraid of that, like because those guys, they give the women the advice.
So when you say they think it's a mistake, what's a mistake?
They think it's a mistake to make those guys wait for sex.
No, I don't necessarily think so. Just like how you
said. He's a high value man.
Just like how you said, I think that, now, if people give up on a first date, I'm not going to think they're like easy, but society thinks that way. They're going to look at you like, oh, she's easy. And let's face it, a lot of men, they're going to think that way. A lot of men are
of course.
Like, oh, yeah, she's easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like as a woman in a dating scene, that's what makes dating kind of hard for us, because it's the fact that like you don't want to make the guy wait, because then they're just gonna be like, oh, she's just playing games with me and wasting my time. But then again, you don't want to give it up too early, because then it's like, oh, she's really easy, she gave it up so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what makes it so hard to date, nowadays, because it's difficult for us. You know what I mean? I still think like even if he's your soulmate, like if a guy really likes you, he's gonna be willing to wait at least like, couple of dates in. If he's gonna be
I,
like, oh, you're wasting my time, whatever, then obviously he's not worth it, because he's not
I
trying to
think
know you.
I think I agree with you in a certain in a very important way. I think I agree with you. Like for me, I listen to those guys. Most of the what they say, it's true. Like I have, but my point of view, it's like the way I look at it from my sense is that dating, it's kind of like, it has a little bit of like anything in life. Anything you want in life, you have to put in the work.
Of course.
So that's the way I look at it. So you want to get that woman, and you are basically saying, no, I'm a high value man. I don't have to wait for you. Like I personally don't believe in that, and that's just my case. And they might come after me.
And I agree. Just like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah,
the
yeah.
guy, like if he's willing to wait, then he's worth it. Otherwise, why are you gonna waste your time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I agree with what those guys are saying. It's like you don't want to make him wait too much, and I think those things are not something that can be said that like because they are saying that it has to be the first date. You can have whoever.
I think first date is too soon. I think first date is too soon. When they say, "Oh, I'm wasting my time," well, what do you mean you're wasting your time? So you're telling me that you getting to know someone with it, like even like a month before you sleep with them, is wasting your time?
Yeah,
that's a little ridiculous to me. You know what I mean?
That's a little bit too much.
It's yeah.
But you have to flip it the other way. It's kind of like the woman. A lot of time, when they date a man, they want the man to start spending money on them right away. They don't want to wait until the fourth date for the men to. So they don't want to keep going to Starbucks. You see, for every date. So that's the way they look at it. So personally,
the way I see it is like this. Dating is like investing, right? It's investing, into a relationship that you want to have. Anything you're gonna invest, you're gonna have to put money into it. So
you gotta have to put money,
but like again, like I said, it doesn't have to be Starbucks. Like I understand how these men are like, I don't want to keep spending all that money on her. It doesn't have to be Starbucks. Go to the park, tell her, hey, let's hang out at let's go to the museum together. Let's exactly. like summertime here in LA, there's so many like free concerts going on. Let's go to a concert together. You don't have to necessarily spend money, and if you do spend money, it's like little things like ice cream, or you go get like something quick, not like fast food like McDonald's, but you know what I mean, like they have those like quick like a food truck festival, like that would be pretty cool. It's not too expensive, but it's something fun to do. There's so many ideas out there that don't cost a lot, that aren't going to cost you $150 when you take them to a restaurant. There's so many ideas out there that men could do to spend time with the girl because they actually want a relationship with her. That's what I mean. So if the guy's worried about, yeah, I don't want to wait because I keep spending all this money on her and she's not giving me, what I want, and she's not sleeping with me and I feel like I'm wasting my money. Well then, dude, like figure out some other way to take her out, because she's trying to get to know you. You know what I mean? Like it's not just all about spending money and taking her 4-star, 5-star restaurants. And if the girl, and here's the other thing, if the girl doesn't like guys who take her out to parks and whatever, and she only expects the guy to take him to 5-star restaurants, I mean, is she really worth it? Do you really want to be with a girl like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's an excuse when guys say, oh, well, I expect it on a first date. Well, tough luck, because not many women are going to give it to you first date. And guess what? That's probably a really good girl. That's probably your soulmate. And you're missing out on because you want to sleep with her on a first date. And she doesn't want that,
Exactly. Like, but let me ask you a question. Is it impossible? Because this is where those guys are totally makes sense, because that has happened to me. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it never happened. Like, it has happened to me. I used to live in New York City. That I went out, I met a girl out there going out, and the chemistry was there, and it was there between us, and ended up sleeping on the first date, and the relationship lasted 4 years.
Oh no, that's possible. I mean, it could happen. No, it could happen. I'm not saying when you sleep with a guy or whatever, the first date you sleep with someone, like that's it, like he's gonna ghost you. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people who first time they go out, whatever, they date, first date, and they sleep with each other on a first date, and they end up getting married.
Yeah.
Of course it's possible, but I mean, realistically, nowadays,
Yes.
all these options like Tinder and all these dating, like,
Yeah.
websites and stuff, like,
It should
and
be an
how
exception.
people are, it's, I mean, it's possible, you could sleep with someone and the next day he's still interested in you, he's gonna want to be with you, but the chances of that happening, I think are pretty low because
Exactly.
let's be real, like most people, I feel like especially women, like they want to protect their image,
Yes.
they don't
Yes.
want, like,
Yes.
there's so many things that happen, like so many guys, they talk and we hear about it. Like I said, a lot of my guy friends, they talk about it all the time and I hear them all the time. Yeah, like, I got with her, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Once I slept with her, like that's it. Like I moved on to the next girl. Like
Yeah.
when you hear these things, you're like, okay, no,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
no.
yeah,
You're totally right, and I totally understand what you mean. It's like, so you have to be careful as a woman. The woman
exactly.
has to preserve her value, a sexual value. She doesn't
Of
want to.
course.
She doesn't want to look like a slut that's just sleeping with
Exactly,
guys.
because like, I mean, if this girl's going out with like, 7 dates in that first month, and every time she goes on a date, she's gonna sleep with the guy, it's gonna make her emotionally like feel like trash. She's gonna be like, what the heck? Like these guys I'm talking to, I'm sleeping with them for and the next day I don't hear from them, they ghost me. You know what I mean?
No.
So no, I think I think at least waiting for like 1 month, like
Okay,
really trying to get to know each other.
this is what I believe. I'm going to tell you my point of view. I'm going to separate myself from those guys a little bit. I do believe though, on the first date, there should be a quick escalation of romance, deep romance. I think so. That I believe in that. And some people they don't believe in that, but
I mean, like kissing.
Kissing.
No, I mean, of course, and I agree with that. Like I said earlier, it's okay to kiss someone on the first date to see if you have chemistry.
Yeah,
But kissing and sleeping with someone are a little bit different,
They're different. They're
like,
different.
Yeah.
That's right. But I think the man should make the move on the woman.
Oh, I definitely agree. And see, that's another issue we have with these feminists, and ever since the whole Me Too movement that's been going on, which I think is people have taken a little far, and it's becoming a little ridiculous because now I feel like men, they don't even want to make the first move to a woman because they're afraid that if they do make the first move to a woman, they're going to get in trouble, which is very unfortunate because just like how you said, I feel like the men should make, well, I mean, women can make the first move too, but like the way we grow up, the way we're told, the men has to be the one making the first move. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something. Don't ever make the first move. I hate to tell women.
Okay, I never have, but no, that's gonna.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, why?
I'm gonna tell you that and I know and I know there's gonna be men that come against me. They're gonna come against me. They're gonna tell you, come on, you gotta once you make the first move, it's telling me that you're probably most likely desperate and
that's true. Good point.
And you're making the first move. And you know what I'm thinking all the time? I'm thinking there's probably something wrong with you while you're desperate. Because I believe, this is what I believe. It's a fact. Most, and I'm gonna use this word, and you guys might disagree with that word. Most bad bitches, or whatever, I call them bad bitches, are not desperate. Because they know that. So I believe that the beauty of a woman, of a pursuing a woman, is that she's not desperate for you. And I hate to say that some men do like a little bit of that. Hey, I have that attitude. Of course you don't do it too much. You got to know the balance. You show the man that you still like him, but you're not like a woman that's over texting a man all the time. That would be weird. I'm like, what's going on? I'm gonna be suspicious because it doesn't make sense. A bad bitch is not out there testing a man all the time. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not desperate like that. They know that they have value in themselves and that they are attractive and that it's not like they are desperate. So, but I understand that I don't want to drive women crazy. I'm saying to you, if the man makes a move, but I'm saying that you should be flirty though. This is where the women have to learn their game too. Because if you like that man, you should flirt. But
I don't. You should flirt. Of course.
No. Flirting is important. And by the way,
I agree.
Yeah, and by the way, you have beautiful eyes, and I think you should use that to your advantage. If you find a man that you like, use your, smile. But I believe that I think the woman's job is to flirt. The man's job is to make the move. It's to
of
make
course,
the move.
and I agree 100%. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. The kissing part, you had a good point. With the woman looking too desperate, and I agree. But yeah, like I said, I don't think a lot of men really want to make the first move now because of the whole Me Too movement, you know. And I think they're just some of them are just afraid. I mean, yeah, there's men out there who do still make the first move, but there's also some that I've, you know, talked to in the past who say, yeah, you know, I'd rather not because I don't want to get in trouble, or you never know with, you know, these extreme feminist women or whatever, like the, you know, girls nowadays who, you know, you kiss them, make a first move, and it's like, oh my god, like, you know, he harassed me or whatever, you know. And I think that's really sad because that also makes dating really hard, you know.
And I like the fact that you can look at what's going on from the men's perspective. That makes it harder for men to be a little bit more aggressive toward a woman. That's true, because a lot of the feminists, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I am one of those victims too. That I became afraid of when I saw all the people in the feminist group, like all the people, all the men that were getting messed up. There's sometimes I was afraid to approach women to tell them what I really felt because of that, because I'm afraid. But I also believe that in the workplace, I don't think men should pursue women. That's what I think. I think you should do it outside. Like,
of course, you don't want to get in trouble.
You're going to get in trouble because the feminist thing is so strong, and the Me Too movement.
Not even that. I feel like you would know if a girl's really into you. I mean, you know, if she's being flirty, if she's being fun, and, you know, then I feel like, you know, the guy could be like, all right, let me try to make a move on her. Obviously, the girl could be shy, so don't take her shyness as like a rejection, because there's a lot of girls that might be flirty and stuff, but then they get really shy. But I think it's just like one of those things where in the moment, like, you know, like it's the right time to kiss. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
yes, and let's be honest about it. When it's time to kiss, it will be the biggest turnoff if the man asks you, "Can I kiss you?"
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what I was actually going to mention that too. I was saying, it's kind of ridiculous if I was dating a guy and he's like, "Can I kiss you?" And I've actually had guys who say that to me, you know, in the past, like, "Can I kiss you?" And I'm just like,
nah,
okay, that's a little weird. Like, go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to.
But again, the whole like, oh, but I need to get your consent for it because the whole Me Too movement, and you know, it's.
I got you. Yeah. So like, I'm wondering if there's a way we need to invent to make sure, like, women need to. It's women that have to do that, though. There's a way that women need to that they can show the guy that it's okay. I personally believe that, like,
I think it's okay. I think it's like looking to the guy's eyes, like when he's
no, I agree.
Smiling, you know what I mean?
You got it.
That's what I mean, I know that's like my son, like, yeah, like you kiss me. She's kind of like coming closer to you. You know what I mean? It's like the whole body language, you know?
I'm gonna tell you.
Guys, like, regardless of like the whole like being afraid of the YouTube movement, I think guys should still be themselves and, you know, go for it for the girl. Whatever. She rejects you. At least you tried, and you're not gonna go home and say, damn it, I should have tried to kiss her. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say just, you know, just go for it. Whatever. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like you see, like, the thing with the eyes, it's very important. But I also think, like, there's a couple of different things that you can show the guy that you want to escalate. Like, I personally feel that, like, the hair thing. Like, so let's say your hair was tight and you untied it.
Oh my god, that's so true. Yeah. I like when the girl starts like.
Yeah. Okay, keep touching your hair like that. Keep touching and then you smile.
It's like,
That's like, okay. So those are signs that the guy. Hopefully, the guy should know those things, that it's an escalation. But in the escalation, I also believe that, like, when the guy makes the move and touch, I think you should touch back right away to tell him no.
Yeah, of course.
That yes, you want it. Because if you put he might be scared now. Oh no, me too.
No, of course, no, I agree. I think you know, I think women should, you know, put in like some effort too, you know, and I try to like come forward, like she should, like, you know, give the body language saying, yes, I want it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like subtle language that we have to find out to make it happen. That's what's interesting about this. So okay, very good. Let me see. Okay, and when it comes to relationship, what is the most important for you? Is it respect, love, loyalty, the bedroom, security. I don't know. What do you think is most important for you? Like respect.
I feel like love, the bedroom, and security. These are things that could come later on in the relationship. Like the love could grow. Security, like eventually, like down the line, like there's gonna be security. The guy's gonna make more money. Girl's gonna make more money.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be an issue. And the love always grows. So out of those, I feel like
The most important.
Respect and loyalty, those two. But when it comes to dating, I would say first step for me would be respect and loyalty, because you want a guy to respect you. And if he's going to respect you, he's not going to go out there and cheat on you once you guys are dating, which is when loyalty comes into place. So
explain to me this thing. Like, why is that the biggest thing in the world for women? Like, because for me, this is how I look at it, right? Because I do believe in that. Men are like kind of like dogs. And I believe that a man can love his woman and still want to play around. I think
okay, so it's funny.
I think they are separate. I think they are separate.
So you're saying men could still love his woman but still go out and cheat on her?
Still go out and cheat on her. I do believe that's wrong.
And I think that happens, and I agree with you. There's a lot of men out there who love their wives or their spouse or their girlfriends, and they still go out there and cheat on their wives and spouse. And I think it's because it's the fact that it's something different that they want. Maybe they're not getting something from their wives or girlfriends. Maybe it's becoming boring. The relationship's becoming boring, which is why, couples, like, I don't know. I feel like they need to work on that.
It's not that, because I want to like help young women understand this thing. I'm not telling them to settle down for this thing. I'm asking the women to understand it in a different way. Like you see all the porn industry, you see the strip club, OnlyFans, all those things.
Yeah.
Like men as a great, like an unstoppable desire for sexuality, for sex, and it's a little bit out of control. I can say that about my all nature, my nature. When I talk to other men, the way I say it's like, wow, even my father, my uncle. So it's a little bit like that. So I'm not asking women to settle down with like cheating. I'm just saying, like, I want the women to be able to judge it in a very careful way. What type of cheating is going on? Like a cheating where a man goes to another city, another town, and go bang a woman, and then because he was on a business trip, it's probably not the same cheating as a cheating that somebody at work that he goes to work with and he works all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that the men, like, they're gonna do that because it's like a desire they cannot stop. It could be the same desire that women want a lot of different shoes. I don't know. It's like something that has no meaning at all in the relationship. To me, it has no meaning. But a lot of women, when they see a man cheat, they divorce the man, and the kids end up suffering, and they think it's the end of the be all. But I understand the shame that brings to the woman when the man cheat. So I'm not advocating for men to cheat. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I want men. I believe that it's a battle that has to happen inside of men. You have to be disciplined, extremely disciplined.
I mean, there's a lot of women out there who cheat on their boyfriends too. So it's not just men, but
that's true. That's true. But women, when the women cheat, it's emotional. It's usually because it's usually because something went wrong in the relationship. The man is not cheating because something went wrong. It's just because he wants to take a piece. It's kind of like, it's nothing emotional. He doesn't like this girl. He's not gonna take.
He loves his wife at home, but he still goes ahead and cheats on her.
Yeah. So it's hard for women to understand that because they see the world in their way. And me, I'm saying.
But I think the way why women see it that way is because it's like, well, I'm giving him everything. Why is he cheating on me? Like, it's. Again, I feel like it's. I feel like it's because there is something in a relationship missing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the sex got boring. Maybe you need to spice it up more. Maybe she stopped doing certain things. You know what I mean? That's what I would think would want to make the guy cheat on their significant other, because why else would he do that? You know what I mean? Maybe I know this sounds very shallow, but maybe she's losing her looks and gaining weight, and let's face it.
No, you're right.
Maybe she's not taking care of herself, Yeah, he may love her emotionally because he's been with her and he still loves her, but then he's like, she's not taking care, she's letting herself go, or she's not
Now,
kinky enough in the bedroom, and he's gonna go and cheat on her with someone else because he's missing that and he wants that through someone else. You know what I mean?
yes, because I see that this is the biggest thing for you, right? The loyalty and the respect. So respect. So by a man sleeping with another woman, is disrespectful to you, right?
If a what?
If a man sleep with another woman, it is disrespectful to you, right? It's disrespect.
I mean, it's disrespectful to her, you know. But then again, it's like, well, when I say respect, my whole respect is like, you know, you're dating with someone, you're not going to shame them in public. You know, you're gonna, you know, always, you know, keep them high, like say, you know, always give compliments about, always talk good about that person. You know, that means like if you get into a fight with your boyfriend, you're not going to go to your friends or go to other people and talk crap about him. You know, you don't bring out the dirty laundry out to the public. When I say respect, I mean respect, like you respect the person. You know, even though you guys fight, even though you guys don't get along, you're not gonna like, you know, tarnish your reputation or you know, not spread rumors, but you know, like go to other people and talk about your problems that you're having in your relationship. That's disrespect. That's what I mean by respect. I feel like every relationship needs to have that respect. And then when in loyalty would be like you're loyal to that person, like you're not gonna go and cheat on them behind their back, or you know, basically cheat on them behind their back, and you're gonna
no, I understand.
I mean, you're not gonna allow some small fight breaking guys up, because let's face it, a lot of like with this new generation, like there's so many couples who fight, and one fight it's like, okay, I don't want to deal with you anymore, I'm gonna break up with you. Like they don't like fixing it, they don't like working on a relationship,
They
they
don't
want
like
to
what
ditch it and move on to the next one. You know, so
true.
that's what I mean by being loyal. Like you're loyal, like you're gonna be with them through thick and thin. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I personally, but you know what's funny? A lot of women are the first one to call for divorce. Like 80% of the divorce are
and of course, I don't blame this only on men. I blame it on women too. I feel like, you know, both genders you know, have this issue. It's not just one. Like it's like we always look at it as men. There's women doing it just as much as men are.
Yeah. Like it's basically what's going on. Like yeah. So I wanted to, do you want to talk about the abortion thing, Roe versus Wade?
I mean, we can, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know, what is your take about this? Like, which side are you on? Are you for pro-choice? I mean, it would be interesting. Pro-choice or pro-life?
I've always been pro-choice, even though, you know, well, here's my thing. I'm kind of in the middle. Like this is how I view it. Like I've always been pro-choice. And when I say pro-choice, I mean like, you know, if you find out like, you know, obviously if someone gets raped, I feel like they need to have the right to get the child aborted, because that's not fair for them. You know, there's a lot of kids and you know, we hear about that have been raped by, you know, these perverts, and you know, they get pregnant. So I feel like abortion should be legal, but to a certain extent. Like for example, I know New York City says, you know, you could have an abortion up to, oh, not New York City, but New York, the state, you can have abortion up to the 8th month. I think that's a little ridiculous, and things like that should not be allowed unless, of course, there's a medical reason behind it. And when I say medical reason, I mean like, you know, if it's going to risk the mother, and the mother already has 3 children, and we know that, you know, having this baby is going to affect her or kill her, then, you know, we would have an abortion. But stuff like that, I feel like you would know earlier into the pregnancy, not like, you know, 4 weeks before the child is born. I also feel like, you know, when you're pregnant and you find out, you know, your child has complications or, you know, like retardation or something, then you need to have, you know, we should allow abortions to happen, because there's gonna be people out there saying, well, it's still a child, this, that. I understand it's still a child, but some people, they don't have the ability to raise children like that.
That's how I look at it. And I'm glad that you said that, because
but the only thing that I'm not with is you have, you know, let's say you got pregnant by accident, and the child is a perfectly healthy child, and then you say, no, I want to get aborted. I think those situations are wrong, But like I said, I mean, what are the odds of that like happening? You know, most people that get abortions either get it into the first trimester, which is totally fine because I think if you're gonna have an abortion, have it first trimester, or they usually have an abortion if it's like medical related, you know, the fetus isn't growing right, or there's like complications going on, or it's life threatening. So because of those reasons, I've always been pro-choice. I think it's a woman's choice whether or not she wants to get an abortion. And yeah, even though even though men say, well, I need to have, you know, I should have a say in this too. Um, you know, you're not the one carrying a kid for 9 months.
Yes, it's like the way I look at this. This is the way I look at the situation. It's a very complex and interesting situation. It's
Mhm.
like if the woman say that I want to have an abortion, and the man doesn't want to, I personally feel that the man has nothing to he can do. I believe that they are disadvantaged and that they are advantage. Like I believe that both gender have advantage and disadvantage. A woman can get in a nightclub for free or whatever, or like
Exactly. And
and,
it's life. It's how it is.
it's life, and we have to learn to accept those things. So a woman has some sort of monopoly over life. I mean, and I know some men will hate me for saying shit, but they do in the beginning.
But
In
no,
the
like you
beginning
have
of,
a point. Because here's the thing. Let's say the man tells a woman, "No, I want you to keep the baby. I'm gonna be with you. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna be with you. Just please keep the baby." And it's a healthy baby, right? And she's, I don't know, 20 years old, doesn't really have a job. They're a young couple, and the guy's like, "No, no, no, keep the baby, keep the baby, keep the baby." Yeah, most men, they're gonna be, they're gonna step up their game, be real men, and they're gonna sit with their girl, and the baby's gonna be born. They're gonna always support it. But then there's other guys who are gonna be like, no, no, keep the baby, keep the baby. And this is why women usually go for the abortion because they don't want to deal with men like this.
yeah,
Keep it, keep it, keep it. Don't worry, I'm gonna be with you. I'll never break up with you. We'll be together. We'll raise it together. As soon as that baby's born, he's out of the picture. And guess what? The girl is now like left alone with the child that she needs to raise. And
yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, like that child is growing up in poverty. Like
yes,
a lot of these women who have babies, they're not going to give up their kids for adoption. Yeah, they want to have the abortion, but once the kid's born, they're not going to say, "Oh, well, yeah, I wanted an abortion earlier in
yes,
the stage, but now I'm not going to give it up because I've already built that
that
connection."
connection.
Because that first trimester, if you have the abortion, like it's fine, but once like the baby hits like third trimester, that's when like you're having the connection between like your baby in the womb and yourself, and you're not going to give up that kid, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I feel like a lot of these men don't understand, and I think is ridiculous that they're trying to like make the choices. It's like, well, if you're so worried about, it's like women saying, well, every man should go and get their should go and get snipped, you know what I mean? Like that's not our business, you know what I mean? So, same with abortion.
This is how I look at this abortion topic. And the only thing that when it can be fair for men, it's when to protect the man's pocket. So basically, let's say the man say that he wants to have an abortion, but the woman doesn't, and the woman have the kid, and the man say that he did not want to, he can opt out, I believe, that
Exactly.
and not pay for child support because he did not want to get involved in that. That's what I think could happen.
I think that's a really good idea too. I don't know if
a little bit, but I don't like it too much because I still feel that the men. But no, I think I like the opting out because the woman wanted to have the kid, not him. So he cannot pay the price for what she wants. You know.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, there's going to be people who are going to say, well, if that was his choice, he should use protection, which he should have. You know what I mean? If you don't want a child, then why are you going and having unprotected sex in the first place? You know what I mean? But like how you said, he could opt out to like not take care of that kid for and say I don't want to pay child support. But then again, once that kid turns 18, don't expect to go back and try to be in that child's life, or when that child becomes some successful person, be like, oh well, that's my kid, I want to go back into his life.
No, it's over.
That's not going to happen because you're not there for him.
No, exactly. So it's a very harsh decision. I believe that both couples have to bear the decision of the decision. If you're a father and you come out and you say that, hey, I'm not going to take care of that kid, and I don't want to I want to opt out from supporting that kid financially, that kid is no longer yours on paper, so you cannot go see him. It doesn't work like that unless the mother wants you to see him, but you have no legal
custody
over that child. It should be like that. I agree with you, to be fair, because you weren't there at all. You know, I agree with that. But the situation that's interesting is like the woman don't want to have the kid, and the man wants to, and a lot of men complain that the woman can get rid of the kid. I think it is what it is. It's like she has the monopoly. It's her body, and we have to respect
Body,
that.
her choice.
It's a body. It's like, see what I'm saying? The way I look at the man, it's like the woman is the factory that built like that has the kid built inside, and the man is like a contractor that come one day and leave a package and gets
Exactly.
out.
That's
Exactly. So she has more responsibility when it comes to that. So that's the way I feel. I think life is like that. It's not everything is equal. I don't like this thing that's going on in the modern world where everybody trying to make everything equal.
I agree. I don't think, and like you said, not everyone is equal to each other. Not everyone, not everything has to be equal. Not, I mean, this is life.
It's life.
I know people are trying to have this like perfect image, or everyone's equal and everything's gonna be like, like a certain way. Like it's not. Like it's never
not
like that. You know what I mean?
It's
there's all these different like factors that go into it.
Yes, there's so many different factors that goes into the situations. Like let me see. Okay, those are very interesting points, man. So let me ask you. I have this point of contention with abortion. The only thing I'm for pro-choice, right? I'm definitely for that. But now let's say me as a man, right? I think it would have been a problem for me if I know that a woman had an abortion. It's not something that I want to have a long-term relationship with that kind of woman. So I'm kind of a hypocrite.
So they're saying that you're pro-choice, but if your girlfriend had an abortion, then you would just break it and end it with her, right?
Yes, I don't think it's.
See, I get that, and like I think this is something that couples really need to talk about.
Yes.
Again, there's got to be expectations. Like,
yes.
I've been dating a guy who's been, this topics, came up, and I said, no, like I'd never have an abortion. If I found out I was having a kid, and it was healthy, I'm going to keep it. But if I found out my kid had Down syndrome, or it had like something wrong with it, then I would want to get an abortion, because call me selfish, but I don't want to raise a child like that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to retire when I'm 65, 70 years old and not have to worry about raising a child in their 30s, 40s, or whatever. So I feel like this is something couples need to talk about and know that there would be expectations and what it is. Like, we're both like, we both agree we're not gonna, accidentally have a child. Like, we're not gonna get it aborted. But if that child had problems, or there was complications, or let's say like it was affecting my health, would it be okay to get an abortion then? Because at that point, it would be either the baby or me, And at that point, it's like the woman's gonna be like, well, if you really want the baby, you obviously don't love me, because it's going to affect my health. Because, like, let's face it, there's a lot of complications that go on during pregnancies,
Of course.
And those are the reasons why most women get abortions, because of situations like that. And people don't talk about it. They just say, oh, yeah, she got an abortion. But what was the reason why she got an abortion?
No, I agree.
And that's why I think it's very important to have abortion be legal,
No, me too. I think it's very important. I'm going to tell you another reason. And I know the conservative might look at it the other way. By making abortion illegal, let's say that they make it illegal across the United States, because there are people that are fighting for that. That's going to be very dangerous actually for our society, because then you're going to have a bunch of kids that are born in a family that those families did not want them to be there. So they're going to do a terrible job at raising those kids, and now they might end up into the criminal lifestyle, because you heard of single parents household. You know that it's a high death statistic that those kids end up like in prison. So we might create a very like a dangerous society where everybody is like a criminal or robber, or everybody's a mass shooter.
That's true.
Huh? You know what I'm saying? So true. Yeah, because the mother, when she made that decision, she knows that she will not be able to raise that kid, and or whatever financially. So I don't think it's a good idea. I personally believe the way I look at abortion, the reason why
I agree. And of course, you're gonna have those people who are gonna say, well, you could always give up the kid up for adoption. But realistically, like, let's face it, adoption is very hard in this country. Yeah. There's so many criteria that you gotta meet. Like, that's not ideal. I feel like having the abortion in the first place within the first trimester, if it's healthy, first trimester would be the simple thing to do. Yes, or just be smart about it and not get pregnant.
Yes. I totally agree. Like that's the way it should be, because let me see. yes, like abortion, it's like something that I feel that like the there's something very funny about abortion that I see is like you have to build connection. And I feel like with the kid inside the stomach, like the mother did not build the connection yet. So, and the kid is not, and whatever that thing in the fetus is not conscious. He doesn't know. It's not
Yeah.
conscious of life or death. So when you remove it and you connect it, it's not like you committed a crime. That little fetus is not fighting for his right. But I understand, but like that people are gonna say, like the little kid doesn't know. But the little kid, when you touch him or you do something to him, he's gonna cry. So he already has this fighting for his rights there. Like, I personally believe that consciousness is the ultimate thing for me. When the mother is conscious that that's her kid and she feels it, you cannot remove it from her. So for me, abortion is funny for me. It's like, because if a criminal goes ahead and commit a crime and the woman was pregnant and like 1 month pregnant, that's a crime where 2 people died. If the mother wanted to have the kid, let's say the mother wanted to have the kid, that's a crime because she wanted it. But let's say it's weird, but if the person doesn't want it, it's kind of like it's not a case. It's weird the way I look at it. But
Are you saying like if a pregnant woman died, then the person who killed them would be charged for 2 deaths instead of 1?
Yeah, which makes sense because it was supposed to have a second life coming, and they were planning it. But when you are pregnant and there's no connection, and the mother wants to get rid of it, it's like that little fetus is not a certified human being, if I can say that.
It's not. Again, just like how you said, like when a pregnant woman dies, you see it as like that was a life that was going to be, brought into this world, and but then like an abortion, it's a very difficult topic. It's like one of those topics where it's never going to get resolved. There's always going to be like 2 sides.
There's going to be both sides.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I'm going to move.
But like I said, people have to look at it as, I think it's dangerous if you completely abolish having an abortion, because it's important to have that option in case, like I said, in case, you do want to terminate a sick fetus or there is complications going on. And also here's this part too, like, let's say you ban having abortions, right? People are going to try to have an abortion at home with, they do it with, like coat hangers and stuff. You know what I mean? That stuff is going to kill people. It's going to they're going to try to find other ways to abort that baby, illegally or whatever. And it's going to be dangerous for that person. So why try to take that away?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Okay. That about you. Like, if you don't mind, where are you in the, if you don't want to, you can plead the fifth. Where are you in the age range? Approximately.
Approximately?
Okay. Are you like? Let me ask you. Are you like below 25 or above 25?
I'm above 25.
Okay, that's fine. Now let me ask you a question, because a lot of men talk about this situation. You know that as you grow, you're getting closer to the age where you cannot get pregnant. Do you want to have a kid?
Of course.
Okay. So, and I understand a lot of men that are the other side. They talk, and me too. I kind of agree with them, but I'm a little bit different than them. Like, it's people in my community. They talk about like you need to make a choice whether it's career or what is it again?
Career,
housewife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they say that, and not, you know what, I'm gonna start saying they say. I know that for a fact that it is true that women lose their beauty as they age. They lose that very important.
I mean, if you don't take care of yourself, then yeah.
If you don't take care of yourself, yes.
There's ways, but yeah.
But a lot of men, those high value men, or whatever, let's call them men, the men that are desirable men, that are like, they look for women that are like, like most of them, they say that they find women 18 to 26 attractive, but women that get married usually get married the one from 26 to 35. That's the age range of marriage, like, because after that you start to get old, and the men, they do like younger women. And I also understand that, like, as you get older, the pregnancy become more of a risk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So have you talk, because I know you're a career woman and you're very busy.
Mhm.
Have you think about those things, or do you not care that much?
I mean,
do you care
of course I've thought about these things, but I mean, let's face it, like we're living in, it's 2022. There's so much advanced technology nowadays, you know. And that's not going to stop me from wanting to have my career. Like I said, even after I have kids, I'm still going to have my own career. I want to be I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, but what I say as stay-at-home mom is have my online business and still be able to raise my kids from home. You know, that means I'm still working, I'm still running multiple businesses, you know. And even if I didn't have a job that requires me to work from home, I could always bring my child with me to my you know, to my business, you know. Like one of my, you know, one of my ideas is to open up my own salon. So if I open up my own salon, why can't I take my child with me? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be stuck at home. I don't have to be my mom. You know what I mean? So like that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So like, I mean, I have thought about it, but it's not really something that really bothers me, because I know that at the end of the day, like once I have a family, I'm also going to be able to raise them and run my own business. It's going to be a little challenging, but like it's doable, especially now with everything being digital and being through the internet. Also with kids, like, you know, they say, yeah, you know, when, you know, after a certain age, it's difficult to become pregnant, this, that. There is more and more women that I'm seeing getting pregnant after 35, 37 years old, even 40 years old, even after 40, they're getting pregnant. You know, like I said, there is so much advanced technology going on. There's like so many options out there now.
Yes, I understand. But you like what a lot of men, including me, like, you know, every man that I've talked to, youth matters, you know, and because it when they look at women. And I do believe that it is true that women have to, they don't want to be wasting time like men, like too much. Like they have to have, like, I think most women should have like a year where they should make sure that they get a ring before it's too late.
See, a lot of women are like that, but I was never like that. To me, it's more like, why am I going to rush into a relationship that I don't see anything happening? To me, I'd rather wait for the right person, wait for the.
Okay, so we're gonna start it again. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So you look like I'm gonna have to attach both videos. This is
it's
like,
okay.
Yeah. So okay. So you heard it, right? It says recording in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, yeah, go ahead. So you basically, you're not afraid of it, but you understand that a lot of men right now, like you're okay, whatever age you are right now, your 18-year-old self, 19-year-old self, like 21-year-old self, or 20, let's put it at 23. I'm going to put it 23. I think the perfect age for me is 23, 24, 23, 24. Your 23, 24-year-old self was probably more attractive than what you are now. Do you think so? Do you think so?
I don't think so. No, only because I feel like I'm more attractive now at my age, and I mean, like, okay, you know why? Because
you age like wine, right? You age like wine?
I think so. And I've had people tell me, like, a lot of people tell me you don't look your age at all. I look pretty young for my age.
Are you Italian or Armenian?
I'm Armenian, but I look Italian. A lot of people think I look Italian, but no, I'm Armenian. Yeah.
You're Armenian. Okay, I'm from New York City, because everybody's in Italian in New York City. Most people that look like you.
Yeah, okay, so I know. I get that all the time. They say it's olive skin and the green eyes. Oh, yeah. Italian. I'm like, no, but you know, I get that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So you're Armenian.
But I mean, like I said, I feel like you know, I look better now and I feel better now than I did in my early 20s. And that's because I work out more, eat better, take care of myself more, take care of my skin more. I just overall feel better. And like I said, nobody ever knows what my age is until I tell them. And once I tell them, they're like, oh, wow.
Oh, okay. So you are like that. You feel more like that you look better now than when you, okay.
Yeah, because I get more attention now anyway than I did when I was in my early 20s. So
yeah. So let me ask you, if you do get in a relationship, do you think it is your duty not to gain too much weight so that you to stay attractive? Do you think it's a duty?
Me, I don't think it's a woman's duty. I mean, they could do whatever they want. But me personally, I've always been like that. Even when I was single and when I'm in a relationship, I've always said, no, I want to look good. I'm always going to the gym. I'm always trying to take care of myself. To me, I'm the type of person who's always said I have to look good. I don't care. I mean, it's more like for myself. It's not really so much for someone else. So to me, it's like, again, when I'm single, in a relationship, one day when I'm married, when I have kids, I'm always gonna want to look good. So I'm always gonna want to like go to the gym, work out, and be attractive because let's face it, like at the end of the day, like that's what men want. You want to be with someone who's attractive and nice
Yeah.
to look at. And the one good thing about dating older women is because why men date younger women is because how you said look wise, but an advantage of dating older women is because they're more mature and have good head on their shoulders, are more accomplished. So why not look good and have all that? Then a man's really not gonna want to let you go. You know what I mean?
No,
Hopefully.
yes, like I do understand what you mean. Like a lot of like when you're mature, when you're like you more like adult, like you're more of an adult. But I hate to tell women that like there's a lot of men that still like to date the young, fresh women. A lot of them. But I'm not one of those. I do agree. There's a lot of other men too that are in more like the accomplished women, that the women that have more experience, because I think they are more mature. They're not little kids on TikTok or whatever. But yes, so that's true. That's interesting. Yeah, let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so will you be submissive in a relationship if you do get into a relationship?
It really just depends, honestly.
Like, are you more like alpha? Like, are you more like? No, I shouldn't say it like that. Like, do when you look for a man, do you look for an alpha man, or do you look for just for a man that matches your energy? What do you look for?
Honestly, I think a little bit of both. I don't I don't like being too submissive, but I feel like it really just depends on the situation. Like I hate being with a man who's going to be controlling because I have zero tolerance for that, or a man who tells me what to do. No, I'm more independent. I like to make my own decisions, but I also like a guy who's going to, like I said, be the breadwinner. You know what I mean? Like I plan on making a ton of money too, but like I want a guy who's gonna be like the breadwinner and be like, no, I got this, and basically be a man's man, if that makes
I
sense.
got you. I got
You know
you.
what I
But let
mean?
me ask you a question.
A protector.
A
So in
protector.
that sense, I do look for an alpha male, but in a sense where it's like he's gonna tell me what to do, he's gonna tell me how to live my life, he's gonna like have control over me. No, I don't like that.
Okay, okay, because those men that you're looking for, like, there's a way that you have to that we have seen like on the data, like a lot of men, like they have a problem with women that goes do like girls' night out. Do you do girls' night out? Like you go out at
I
night?
do, yeah, I do.
Okay, but you know that a lot of men do not they don't think that's attractive because they think that you're gonna end up doing crazy things with guys.
But that's the thing. Like, again, that's when trust comes into issue. That means he's not trusting me. You know what I mean? I mean, he's gonna want a man's night out. Does that mean that I'm not gonna let him have a man's night out because I'm gonna say, oh, I don't trust you? You're gonna go and like look at girls and like try to hook up with them? No, you have to have trust. You know what I mean? If a guy's gonna tell me I can't go out and have girls' night out, then I'm sorry, that relationship's not gonna it's not gonna work out because I have.
It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. You don't have to go to girls' night out. You don't have to go to girls' night out because
you don't. But here's the thing: you also want to have time for yourself.
Women are what men pursue. A man, if your man goes out for a bunch of men, no woman's gonna approach him. They're not gonna approach him. So he's nothing's gonna happen. But like if you go out and you look attractive, a lot of guys gonna approach you. Like that's what he's afraid. So you will still go out on girls' night out. You will still try to.
I mean, here's the thing: when you say girls' night out, what does girls' night out mean to you? It
depends. Okay.
For me, girls' night out means me and a couple of my girlfriends are going out to dinner, catching up, just seeing each other because we don't see each other anymore. And that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Go out for a drink, just hang out. Now, are you talking about girls' night out like going to a club? I mean, unless it's like one of my friend's birthday, I'm not gonna like just go to a club. If I was gonna go to a club, I'd go with my significant other, or so that's what girls' night out means. Girls' night out is like, go out to a hookah bar, go out to a restaurant, go out to eat. just hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I feel
that
you.
to me, I think it's very important in any relationship to have that me time where you get to have, the opportunity to go out with your other girlfriends and hang out with them and catch up and stuff. That's healthy and that needs to be done in every relationship.
But
If you're
what
talking about girls' night out, like, hey, we're gonna have girls' night out, we're all gonna go to like Vegas and just have a wild night out, um, it could be possible, but like, I don't know, like, I feel like,
this is what I'm saying. Like I've seen that. I believe that like the most desired men, right, do have boundaries, as far as their women because they don't want to lose their women. And I believe like girls' night out, it is a big potential because a lot of girls go out with like their single girlfriend. Like girls' night out for you, is it single girlfriend or married women?
it's like a mix. It's a mix
And
between.
then a lot of and then me too. I do believe that the single girls are dangerous, very dangerous.
Well, yeah,
They
that's true because when the married women are together, the single girl is getting all the attention and she's flirting around with different guys. And I could see why it would be dangerous because then the married woman is gonna be influenced by that and her energy. She's gonna be like, man, I want to flirt too. And she's gonna start flirting. Now it depends. Is flirting considered cheating? You know what I mean?
yes.
To me, I don't think a little bit of flirting is considered cheating because you're being a little charming, but and
No, for a
some men
woman.
agree, but then there are others who are like, no, flirting is cheating. If you flirt
Yeah,
with anyone, you're cheating on me. So it really just depends. It
yeah,
depends on the person. And these are the kind of things that you need to communicate and talk about when you're in a
yeah.
relationship to see what the boundaries are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, I agree. Like we just believe that men and women are different. Like a woman that flirt, it's like because women have access, they have access to sex easier than men. So a woman should be more careful with flirtation. I think flirtation. I personally believe that flirtation should be given to the men that she's really trying to attract. As I told you, when you escalate, when you're trying to escalate with the men, because when you do it like that, the man's gonna say, "Oh, she acted totally different." But when you're flirting with everybody, nobody's gonna understand the signal. They're gonna think, oh, she's just being friendly, and that's not good. I think flirtation should be something that's like have an intention, a specific intention, but and you have to get good at it. But I don't think it should be for everybody, because yeah. So that's just my take. We're getting close to the end. I wanted to ask you, okay, so what about Instagram? Do you think that like if you're in a relationship, you can post pictures on Instagram, like bikini pictures or like nude
Yeah, I
pictures?
think you can. Why not? I mean, you're comfortable in your body. Okay, this is how I look at it.
Mhm.
I look at it as, you know, and again, it's one of those things where I see both ways. Like I see why some men are against it, why others are. Some men are against it because they're like, I don't want other men looking at my girl that way, and other men are like, I don't mind men looking at my girl because I know she's hot and she could post whatever she wants. She's confident because I think she's sexy, and I know in the end of the day she's all mine. No other guy could have her. Because we have that trust. I know that she's not going to go out and cheat on me. Um, to me, I don't think it's cheating. I think it's totally fine to have Instagram. I mean, guys do it too. There's a lot of guys in relationships who post thirst trap pictures, if that's what you want to call it, like shirts off or whatever. Um,
But men and women are different. Men and women
I
are
know they're
different.
different, but
Like
again,
like
like
like like
why?
women. I go to Instagram. I see women. Women they do not comment on men. Oh, you're so hot that much. It's not that intense. Like
I
a
mean, the
man.
whole reason, like women in general, every woman likes attention, whether they say they don't or they do. There is some degree of attention that a lot of women like. And
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, again, this is something that you would have to discuss
To discuss.
when you get
Yeah.
into a relationship. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think the men should control the woman and tell her, you're not allowed to post this, you're not allowed to post that, because that's obviously an issue that he has with himself. That means he's, he, what do you call it? Like, he's just not confident in himself, or not that he's not
Yeah. I
confident,
understand. I
he's
understand.
not, he's very insecure. That's the word, like he's very insecure with himself that he's making his girlfriend, who has really nice pictures and has a ton of followers, say, I don't like those pictures, please stop. Why is she going to stop? Because you got to remember, a lot of time these women make money off of these pictures.
Yes, that's different.
And
Yeah, I
sometimes they
agree.
want to get into modeling, or they want to get
Yeah,
into,
that's
that's
different. Yeah.
what it is. So as long
Yeah.
as she's not like talking to guys behind his back, or meeting up, or doing any of that, like I think it should be fine. Like, it's really, not his business, you know.
Oh,
Not that it's not okay, that came out
that's
wrong.
his business.
Not that it's not his business. That came out wrong. I used the wrong word. I'm sorry. What I mean is like, not that it's not his business, as in like he has no say into what she can do with her Instagram page. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. And if he doesn't feel comfortable about it at that point, then you know, this is something that they need to discuss and talk about. You know, why does he not feel comfortable? Is it because other men are looking at her? Yeah, they're looking at her, but like, you know, maybe she's a model. Maybe she's getting additional income by doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does have a say in what's going on in Instagram because they're looking at her sexually, and he's also looking at his girlfriend sexually. So there's a conflict of interest here. All those men, there's like about like there could be like a million men looking at your woman sexually and DMing her. So it could create a little bit of attention. I'm just bringing those things to young women when they're trying to settle with a man, that they have to understand those things. That like you get a man that you really love, you really
you gotta take sacrifices. It's all about
you gotta brainstorm.
sacrifice.
Exactly, you gotta brainstorm your mind.
So like I said, it's something that, you know, in a relationship, I mean, again, I don't think it's necessarily cheating or bad to have an Instagram page when you're in a relationship, as long as like, you know, you guys are cool and you obviously have trust within each other, because a lot of Instagrammers do that. They're married and, you know, they'll post pictures. But if it did come to that issue, then that's something that the couple need to discuss with each other and come to you know, a solution. Either she says, okay, I'll stop posting pictures like this, or he says, you know, or she might like tone it down a little. Instead of bikini pictures, she'll post like, you know, she'll be a little bit more covered up, or, you know, or they break up or whatever, you know what I mean? It's something that they would have to talk about and find like, you know, a middle ground and a solution for, so they could both feel comfortable. Because in a way, yeah, like it is respect to the guy too. Like, yeah, the woman wants respect, but then like the guy wants respect too by not having a girl who men are gonna look at and, you know, want to like sexually visualize or whatever.
Exactly.
So it is respect. But like I said, it's one of those like tough topics to talk about, because there's just so much, like, you don't want to feel like you're being controlled, but then you don't want to feel like you're disrespecting him. And if he really is someone that you really truly care about and really see future with and you really love, then you would come up with a solution, or, you know, find a way to not disrespect him that way.
Okay, very good, very good. So we basically went through a lot of questions. We had a great time. If you have last question, you can, or we can go ahead and close the show. That's it. Yeah.
No, I think that was it. I mean, I think the questions are very good and very interesting, and
yeah, very good, very good, very good. I hope that now next time we can see you on a show with like the contestants.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so have a good day. I'm just gonna stop the recording right now. Thank you. Okay, so guys, subscribe to my channel, smash the like button for more videos like this. Thank you. All right, so if you want to start the recording.